Hey guys, this is Amy with Inspired Homeschool. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm going to show you what I picked for my daughter's American History for her ninth grade American History credit that she's going to grab up next year, and I'm so excited to show it to you. I was trying to find something that was kind of living book, Charlotte Mason kind of type of curriculum. We've been using Gentle Feast for several years and been so happy with it, but there have been years like my older son, he's gone through it, and a lot of times I like to just grab a whole credit at once instead of like piecing them together. So I have been using like their book guide, like their book lists, and pulling from different years to like get a whole world history, get a whole American history, and then government economics. And this year I just decided that I wanted something that was already ready to go. So I settled on a Beautiful Feet books. They're early American history, and it's a literature approach for grades 7 through 9. That's what it's advertised, but obviously you can count it as a ninth grade American history credit. I think that if you were going to use it in grade 10 or 11 or 12 for American history, it would also be fine. It will be there. Is there an early American history course? They do have like a more modern American history course. I think it's geared for grades 10 and up. It is a lot more books, a lot more books. And so, but I really wanted early American history. I think it's the most interesting. I think it would be the most interesting for my daughter. So that's what we settled on, and I cannot wait to show you some of the great books that are inside. I'll show you the teacher's guide. It looks like this. Nice color pages, matte cover, and there are 82 lessons kind of that are sort of planned out for you within. I will show you just an example of like what a lesson looks like. I would say a lesson could take, some of them don't, like this lesson 1 has sort of 5 different parts. Some of them only have 2 or 3. So you would just need to kind of pace yourself. And then even within the lessons, I think there's a lot of flexibility to leave out stuff that you don't want to do or add on. So I think that's really great. I'll show you kind of the flow and all the books. I'll show you that first, and then I'll kind of explain how we're going to use it and how they kind of recommend it. So at the beginning of the book, it shows you like the literature that's used. And I ordered the package that came with the books. Is not this particular program was not, to me, very that expensive compared to others that I've seen out there. And I had a few of the books, so you could do like a custom order where you could leave out, I think, up to like 4 books if you already had some of them. You also can just order the teacher's guide, and then find the books elsewhere if you're able to, and or just order like little pieces of it. So just so you know, that's an option. And I got the shipping pretty quickly. It was great. This isn't sponsored or anything like that. I'm just telling you that I like it. So I'll tell you the time periods and kind of the sections of how it goes. Section 1 is Indigenous Peoples of North America and the First Encounters. And for that, the books used are The World Made New, and that's a National Geographic book. Beautiful pictures. I'll show you inside. Let's see. Typical National Geographic book. And then the second book for the Indigenous people and First Encounters is Peacemakers. And it's a cute short by Joseph Bruchac. And this one looks really great. So love it. Love middle grade books for high school, honestly. I think they're so good. And then the next section is the early colonial period. That's 1607 through 1706. And the books for that are Almost Home and Pocahontas and the good old world of Captain John Smith. Sort of your spine for that section. So that looks really good, I think. And then next we jump to the later colonial period. That's 1706 through 1776. And we've got The Kidnapped Prince, short little book. We've got Poor Richard and George Washington's World. My kids love this book. We've gone through this many times, and it's so good. And then you go to the Revolutionary War, 1776 through 1783, and you're using the Black Heroes of the American Revolution. Make sure you can see it. It's really cute. And then Sophia's War by Avie, I think is how you say her name. Isn't that pretty? It's a really cool looking cover, and I think it looks really good. And then the last time period is the Young United States. That's 1783 through 1864. And we start with Fever, 1793. And then we've got Carry On, Mr. Bowditch. Nice size. Sojourner Truth, Ain't I a Woman? Of Courage, Undaunted. Some cool pictures in there. Abraham Lincoln's World. Love them. And finally, Mary and the Trail of Tears, which is Cherokee Removal Survival Story. And it's kind of a graphic novel. It's actually really cool looking. I'm sure my daughter will love it. So those are the books that they picked for the whole year. And so if you do this course as written, you get a credit for American history, and your child will get a credit for literature, for high school English literature. So not grammar or composition, but we're going to adapt it and get those. So that's what we're going to do, and I think it looks so good. I'm going to show you a few other things about it and try to keep this short for you. But each section, so with each time period, like I showed you all the different time periods, there's 5 different time periods. And so for each time period, you get, before they begin it, like options of additional things you can do. And so those are rabbit trails, character connections. That would be your, like, if you wanted to incorporate scripture reading and stuff. And then the rabbit trails, they give you books, optional books you can get at the library, online resources, and then some research topics if you want to do a research paper. So that's at the beginning of each big section. And finally, also there's handicrafts, and they're marked for each section as well. And like for the first section, if you're into that, we're not into that, but there's like mapping activities. For the first section, they have, you can make a longhouse, you can basket weaving, they've got videos, you could watch pottery, and then there's also creative writing prompt. So they give you all of that for like each kind of section of the time period. And then for each lesson, it kind of lays out everything that you would do for that particular lesson. I hope that that's easy to understand. If not, you can certainly check out their website. They do a really good job. They'll send you like a example of what the teacher's guide looks like. And it's pretty cool. They pretty much tell you all of the assigned reading for the lesson, and then all the different things you have to do to complete the lesson. And then obviously you can take or leave whatever you want. Certainly you'd want to read the books that's recommending. We will definitely do that. There's some good discussion prompts. And there's some mapping activities. Sometimes they'll give you an optional video to watch, and they give you the website and everything. So that's pretty cool. And then they also tell you like how to do a portfolio for your history course. And they kind of round it all, like tell you everything you're going to do. I would say, is it written to the student? To me it is, if you have an older student. If you had a kid in grade 7, I don't know. You'd probably have to do it for them. I'm going to go through this with my daughter anyway. And in fact, I'm going to try to read most of the smaller books, like not the spines, but the fiction, like the historical, books, over the summer, so I can talk to her about them. I just think it would be a lot more interesting if she had someone who had also read the stuff to talk it over with. So I'm excited. Like I said, it's 82 lessons. So you would do about 2 a week, and some of them have about like 5 different things on them. Some of them only have 1 or 2. So it's really cool. Every week you're reading, it tells you what pages to read, and then prompts of discussion questions you could orally answer or write them out. For us, since the beginning with history, I've always had my kids just write narrations about what they've read. So that's probably what we will continue. So we will probably not use this completely as, as it's laid out. I'll have her read the readings for the week and then write me narrations, and that will count as her history grades, just as I read the narrations and determine how well she could tell me what she learned. And so for us, that's how we're going to do it. And then for her English composition, that I do want to get through this, I'm going to use those creative writing prompts and let her grab her composition credit using those. And so I think that'll be great. And we'll just have to do grammar some other way, and I already have what I'm going to use for that. I'll maybe show it in another video. We've used it before. So that's how we're going to round it out. I will say, who is this not for? This is not for a person who wants like quizzes and tests where your kid reads the stuff and you check it off, the answers. That is not what this is. There's none of that. There are no quizzes. There are no tests. It is very, very, very literature, kind of Charlotte Mason feel. So it's not that. There's vocabulary and stuff, and there's options to like defining terms. There's a lot. I don't want to show inside the book because I don't think I'm supposed to, but there's a lot of neat things. There's way more than you'll probably ever use in here. I'll show you like just some of the pictures. So it's not just, they're not just giving you do this, this, and this. There's a lot of stuff in here that's really cool. The rabbit trails look really neat. If you really wanted to grab like an honors credit and add on, you certainly could. I love all the photographs. They're beautiful. I'm so impressed. I've never used their stuff before, so I really hope that my daughter does like it because I think it's fabulous. And I think this stuff, even for older kids, if you have a kid that likes to read, I think it'd probably be great. I would probably pare down some of it because it's a lot, in my opinion, but it's so good. So we're just going to make it work for us. And I am just thrilled. So I'm so glad that you were here to watch. And if you think anybody would be interested in this, please pass the video along and let me know. I'd love to know what you used for American history that you've loved. My son, like I said, when he went through, we used a couple of different resources, but I know my daughter loves to read like these kind of books, so I just thought it would be a great fit for her. So and I haven't seen any videos on it. It's so interesting. When I was trying to look up videos on this curriculum, I didn't see anything. I could find like the one that was for like grades 4 through 6, that American history. I think it's called intermediate, but there was nothing for this. So I just wanted to show you the beautiful books that they have. And you guys, grab you the sample online of their Teacher's Guide. It's so great. I think it's going to make it really easy for me to plan out our week. And I just think it's so fabulous. So I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope everybody's having a great summer and getting geared up for next year. And I'll be back soon. Bye.